Good morning. I'm JC and this is Nurse News. First things, let's talk about the weather. It's quite cold out there. Make sure to wear a jacket before you leave the house. That's all I'm trying to say. Today's newscast will focus on the role of nurses in home health care, and we'll be focusing on the role nurses can play in educating women in their homes to decrease death rates among U.S. children. Although mortality among U.S. children and young has declined significantly over many decades, but substantial disparities persist for children and youth living in poor communities, and for especially African Americans. These disparities are explained by higher rates of death due to sudden infant death syndrome, or called SIDS, unintentional injuries, and homicide. There are measures that can be prevented, and a need arose to find ways to better teach mothers about care during pregnancy and infant care after to help reduce these risks. We will turn the time over to Nurse Lauren, who will explain the current research on this topic. Take it away, Lauren.
Hi, I'm Nurse Lauren here, and I'll be explaining the effects of home visiting by nurses on maternal and child mortality. So there's this recent study that is super great that I'm going to share with you guys today, and pretty much the summary is that mothers and children living in adverse contexts are at higher risks for premature death. This study was done to determine if a home visit by a nurse, such as myself, decreased child mortality in a two-decade period. So pretty much they're just trying to figure out if teaching by nurses in the home helped improve mortality rates. So pretty much it was a randomized clinical trial done in Tennessee by women living in highly disadvantaged urban neighborhoods. There were 4 treatment groups. The first one, they were just given transportation to go get prenatal care. The second one was transportation plus developmental screening for infants and toddlers. The third was transportation plus the prenatal and postpartum home visiting or home teaching. So pretty much nurses would go in and teach them while they're pregnant and after in this third group. And in the fourth treatment group, they received transportation for prenatal care, the screenings, developmental screenings for infants and toddlers, and they had prenatal, postpartum, and infant and toddler home visiting teaching sessions. So pretty much the nurses sought to improve the outcomes of pregnancy, children's health and development, and the mother's health and life course within these home visits, beginning during pregnancy and ending when their child was a toddler, in the ages of 1 to 2. So the results were prenatal and infant toddler home visitation by nurses is a promising means of reducing all-cause mortality among mothers and preventable cause mortality in their firstborn children living in highly disadvantaged settings. So some highlights of this were that through the efforts of the nurse, this program called Family Partnership, Nurse Family Partnership, many mothers are receiving home visits that have positive effect on their children's health. They're making a huge difference by going in and teaching these moms how to take care of their children, and this reduces the rates of accidental injuries, SIDS, and homicide. So the nurse's role in home visiting were to help women improve their prenatal health, improve children's subsequent health and development by helping mothers become more competent in the care of their babies, improving women's health and development by helping them develop self-care practices, plan subsequent pregnancies, complete their education, and find employment. So they found like an overall increase in welfare in all of these women that had the home teaching. So as a nurse here, I would encourage y'all to get involved in your community, help those people around you to learn more so that they have better pregnancies, and that this study really showed an improvement in the mortality of these children. Well, I'm Nurse Lauren. Thanks for having me on your show.
Thanks, Nurse Lauren, for that wonderful information. Signing off today, this is Joseph Carmichael Jennings III with Nurse News.